For anyone who's ever given up on themselves or stood in the mirror and thought, I hate myself. For those touched by heartbreak, pain, suffering, and addiction, this book right here is for you. These aren't my words, that's the foreword of this book. It is titled Acrobaddict, and it's by Joe Putignano. And he joins us now to talk about his jaw-dropping journey through drug addiction. Joe, it's good to have you here.
Thanks for having me here.
Thank you very much. One of the many reasons why you wanted to write this book is the connection you say between uber competitive athletes and the dangers of drug addiction. Explain it.
Yeah, as I was writing the book, I found this relationship between athletics and addiction. And the first one I noticed was passion and obsession. When I was young and competing in gymnastics, I had this kind of passion that, there was a fire inside of me. And later on, when I became a heroin addict, I had something similar, but it was more obsession. And the way I define the difference between the two is passion kind of creates and gives unity and life, and obsession destroys. And there were other relationships such as the rituals. Like athletes love rituals. For me, or as a gymnast, there was the chalk on my hands, the sound my feet made when it hit the mat. And as an intravenous drug user, it was things like syringes and the other things we have, and also the high. Sports brings us, it makes us feel good.
You bet.
Especially gymnastics, when you're doing something dangerous and you don't think you can do it, and you land on your feet and you're filled with this life.
Those were the parallels I found in the book too. You were fearless as a gymnast, and then in this book you weren't scared of anything. You were homeless. You weren't scared of jail. You weren't scared of destroying a lot of relationships. I mean, you had no fear when you were a drug addict.
Right. Yeah. I feel like that's an addictive quality. However, when I was sober, I had a lot of fear, but these drugs made me feel invincible. So I definitely took that as far as I could humanly go.
I want to go to a couple of things in the book. You will be 7 years sober, clean and sober, coming up in just a few months. But you also write this toward the end of the book. I can't say with complete conviction that I will never drink or use drugs again, but as I'm writing this, I can say I won't use just for today. It's that tenuous.
Yes.
It is.
I always have to be very vigilant in my recovery, because there are those days that are difficult. I mean, life's hard for everyone, and it's so easy for me to go back to that, and I don't think people understand. I think those who aren't addicts think it's a decision we make, but addiction is a chronic progressive disease. So I have to take care of it daily, just the same as I would with diabetes or anything else. It's a chronic condition. And as you read my book, you know how bad it was for me. To go back to that would seem, kind of like the dumbest thing I've ever done, but a part of me will always still desire that high.
Well, congratulations on your sobriety. Congratulations on being an author. You're working on a book number 2.
Yeah.
And thank you for being here.
Thanks so much.
Again, the title of the book is Acrobaddict. Joe, again, we appreciate your time today.
Thank you.
Thank you. And if you'd like to learn more about Joe and his new book, all you have to do is visit our website, cbsatlanta.com. We've set up a link to his Facebook page for you under web links, and there you can also learn how to buy his book.